This is a story about a squirrel house. Since 2017, my kids and I have made birdhouses and other nature paraphernalia for my wife every Mother's Day, except 2023. Due to unforeseen circumstances, laziness, not prepared. Due to circumstances completely outside of my control, she didn't get one in 2023. Well, technically she did, just really late. In March of 2024, we were cleaning out the exhaust vent of our furnace where birds had installed a giant nest. In it, we found an egg. So we decided to build a makeshift PVC bird's nest and put the egg in there. Hopefully the birds found that. But I'm pretty sure that counts as the one from 2023. Either way, I was gonna make this squirrel house this year. I found this design back in 2023 and it looked really great. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any details about it. The manufacturer seems to be out of business and all the links on Pinterest are dead. That said, I did find some rough dimensions and this thing looked pretty big. I guess those squirrels like their space. My initial drawing in 2023 was damaged, so I had to redraw it, this time to scale. But I don't really follow this all the way through because sometimes, the best things happen when you wing it. Let's get chopping.
Last year I purchased some wood. It's been sitting in our garage for about 12 months now. Gonna get some tools out. Between the miter saw and me, we don't really fit through here, but I make it work. And don't forget about safety, or fashion. I knew the sizes of the front, back, and bottom. So I'm cutting out the back, the front, and the bottom. So this is about the point I realized that the walls that I had designed aren't going to work. I needed something where I could put a second layer on top, and I just hadn't designed for that. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. Apparently I do this dance when I'm thinking. So I realize I can use this smaller piece of wood as the walls to hold up the second layer. I'm just going to use the width of the floor to trace out the wall. Cut out wall number 1 and wall number 2. And it looks like it's the same width as the rest of the squirrel house. Now obviously the squirrels need a way to get in, and scouring the internet it seems that a 3-inch hole seems to work pretty well for these guys. And what's a better 3-inch hole than the cap of a Nutella jar? 3 inches. So I'm just going to trace this onto the bottom. After tracing the circle, I'm going to use a drill to make a pilot hole. Then I'm going to use a jigsaw to cut the hole out. I'm going to round off the edges of this hole with a router, top and bottom. And I know this edge of the bottom is going to be exposed, so I'm going to round this off as well, top and bottom. And sand it up a little bit, make it nice and smooth. I'm cutting little angles on the back to give it a nice beveled look at the top. And round off the entire top of the back with the router, front and back. Give it a little sand to smooth it out. And there's the bottom and the back. I'm attaching the back to the bottom. I'm going to clamp it all together to get it lined up and then attach it with some screws. Looking good. Bottom and the back attached together. Now I'm going to install the front the same way, but turns out this clamp just isn't long enough. No worries, I have a lot of clamps. Here's a bigger one. And screw the front in. Here I'm just test fitting the left and right walls to make sure that they fit okay. I think I need to trim these down just a tad more. Impromptu rescue mission for the plans. I realized that if the walls were scored, it would be easier for the squirrels to climb up and down, so I'm going to do that with the table saw. Pro tip, clean out your table saw after use. This was pretty dusty. I'm just doing a test cut on a scrap 2x4 just to gauge the depth of this. This one came out a little bit deeper than I was going for, so I'm going to go just a little bit more shallow. But first, I don't want that to happen again. There we go. That second one looks pretty good. So I'm going to run the real wall down the table saw. Now that's exactly what I was looking for on the side wall. I'm going to cut out these score marks every 3/4 of an inch, up and down both the left and the right sides. And here's the left and right walls with scores every 3/4 of an inch. Looks pretty nice. Now I'm going to attach the left wall, clamp it down so it doesn't move, and get it in the right place. Drill a pilot hole and screw it in. And same thing for the back side of the left wall. At first I thought about building some sort of hinge into this door, but I abandoned that idea. So it's the same thing with the right side. Clamp it down, screw it in. Here I'm cutting the second level. This isn't in my original schematics at all, so I kind of had to wing this a little bit. It's the same width as the base, except it sticks out on both sides. I do need to thin it out just a hair because it is a bit too wide to fit. Test fit it now, and it fits great. I'm tracing out a couple holes. Same as with the base, I drill a pilot hole with the drill and then use the jigsaw to cut the hole itself out. And this is where I break the jigsaw bit, right there. Snapped in twain. No worries, I have more. Little tool repair interlude. I didn't realize how old that first blade was. This new one cuts so much better. I need to make a hole on the inside so that the squirrels can get up and down, and this looks like a decent size and shape. So I'm going to trace this out and cut it out. And round off everything with a router, both sides. Test fit this, it looks pretty nice. And give it a little sand. Now we're going to attach the second level to the walls. I'm starting to get embarrassingly low on screws, so 2 will probably hold it. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Now I'm trying to measure out the roof, and I'm going to cut that next. It does need a little bit of an angle on it, so we'll cut it like that. And the same angle on the other side. So with the second floor mounted, I'm trying to test fit the roof. I'm going to screw it in with just one screw temporarily. That way I can measure and figure out how big I need to build the upper walls. Measure this guy up. Use my scrap piece of wood as my note paper. I'm cutting the 2 upper walls, and I'm assuming they're going to be the same between the left and the right. Same story as the other pieces. Need to make these 3-inch holes. Trying to figure out where they should go. I end up putting one side a little lower and one side a little higher. That way they have their pick of which side is more convenient. Draw the hole, drill a pilot hole, cut the hole, smooth it out with a router. I do a little test fit and they both fit pretty good. So it's time to install these walls permanently. Here I'm trying to make what they call predator guard. Predator guard. So hawks, I suppose, can't swoop in and get the squirrels. It's basically just a little enclosure around the entrance hole. This is just a test fitting. Should make them feel safe. I'm sure the squirrels would love my Borland Linux shirt circa 2001. Pay no attention to the fact that Tanya's slicing it up for her own Mother's Day project. And a bit of old dog towel. Hopefully washed up enough that it doesn't smell like dog. Doesn't look like it smells too good though.
Smells a little like dog.
Most importantly, some medical fleece. This is the luxury collection of soft fabrics, only found in upscale squirrel houses. And in they go. I'm going to install those predator guards now.
Predator guard.
Now that all the stuffing's inside, I can seal the roof up permanently and install the tops of the predator guards.
Predator guard.
And there we go. The squirrel house is complete, ready for the new owners to move in. But first, it's almost Mother's Day. And Tanya shows off her acting skills, pretending like she hasn't seen this before.
Happy Mother's Day!
Oh my gosh, what is this?
It's a squirrel house.
Oh my gosh, did you guys make this?
Yes.
That looks really good.
Yeah, you've never seen anything like this before.
Wow, that is very interesting. Thank you guys.
We picked this ash tree as the new home. We see squirrels climbing up and down this tree all the time. It's pretty close to our house. We'll be able to see it right out of our bedroom window. Hopefully they move in soon. Thanks for watching.
Action!
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day!
Oh my gosh! Wait, should I redo it? I wasn't looking at the thing.
Sure. Take two.
Not prepared. Laziness.
Predator guard.